Deep in the dark corners of Finney Forest, Gnome Gunther was putting the finishing touches on the last of his latest Toogle batch. He was proud of this new group of Toogle beings, knowing they were headed for important lives. As the sunlight peeked over the tall trees of the forest, several Toogle eyes blinked open. It should have been a happy day as the Toogles woke up and surveyed their new home, but Tibble, the sky is falling Toogle, had bad feelings about his future and the future of his brothers. He viewed the family's sleeping box not as a safe haven, but as a cardboard prison. When he saw the words club sandwich, oven roasted, and 130 slices on the box front, he grew wary. Then he spied the knives lurking in the background, and he yelled out, "Run for it, boys! We're out of here!" As the team shuffled off at top speed, Gnome Gunther cried out, "Wait! You've got this all wrong! I'm here to make you famous!" But the Toogle clan left Gnome Gunther in the dust. By and by, Tibble and Tad speed shuffled the group into a fern-covered land, where they stopped to rest. When 6 of the Toogles had gathered, Tibble panicked. Where were the rest of his brothers? Had they been captured? Had they been chased down by a ferocious fern animal and viciously torn apart? As Tibble started to get nauseous with worry, the rest of the tribe came into view, and he relaxed. All 12 brothers were safe. Gathering up their courage, the group wanted to explore their new world. Tibble picked his brothers Tanley, Tarrant, and Tynan to be lookouts. He instructed them to warn their explorer brothers with sharp Toogle yelps if danger approached. Tanley, Tarrant, and Tynan were brave fellows, but more than a little bit worried. What horrors existed in this ferny place beyond Finney Forest? Taliano ventured past the ferns and found a stickery tree. It smelled good. His little tummy started to growl with hunger, and he hoped he could find something tasty for lunch. Trian found a giant yellow blossom. He munched on a corner, but it wasn't very good, and now he was very thirsty. A little further on, Tobby made an amazing discovery, flowing water cascading into a large round stone. He called Trian and Taliano over to take a look. They hoped the water was safe as they all dipped down and took a few sips. Twimp went beyond the stone fountain and jumped up on a strangely shaped tree. He felt like the king of the world, but it was a lonely world. He needed his brothers, so he hopped back down and went looking for them. Tupple and Tiffin were getting tired of exploring, so they rested under some lovely pink petals. They didn't want to admit it, but they kind of missed their box in Finney Forest. Off in the distance, Tomsel was meandering through rocky outcroppings. He looked up and saw a feathered creature with a very sharp and spiky beak towering over him. He softly shuffled past the animal, hoping he wouldn't be noticed. Tad, who'd been right beside Tibble, wandered off and found himself lost in a tangle of green heart-shaped leaves. He bounded up on a nearby stone and whistled for his brother. "Doodly-doot! Doodly-doot!" He hoped his Toogle brother could hear him. The sun had started to get low in the sky, and Tad didn't want to be out in his ferny place all by himself when it got dark. Back at camp, Tanley, Tarrant, and Tynan were thinking that this lookout thing was getting a bit dull. They tried out a few minor yelps, just for practice, but waiting around was no fun. They started thinking about Finney Forest. Had Gnome Gunther really been a troll, ready to chop and dice the Toogles into matchsticks like Tibble warned? In the meantime, as the rest of the brothers were exploring, Tibble had found some friendly strangers named Chan, Wu, Chow, and Nisei. They were very old and were known as the Wise Men of Fernland. Tibble had started to feel troubled about his impulse run-for-it decision, and now wanted to know if he'd done the right thing in leading his brothers away from their home in Finney Forest. Nisei advised him that only the great Hotai could answer his question. He told Tibble he must go to the wild north side of the vast Zen garden where he could find Hotai. Tibble thanked the wise men and quickly shuffled off to the Zen garden. When he arrived, Hotai listened to his story and then gave a gentle chuckle. "You are a clever Toogle, Tibble, but you are young. Go get your brothers and lead them back to Finney Forest. I have heard many good things about Gnome Gunther, and he has nothing but caring plans for your family. You will be happily surprised." Back at base camp, Tanley and Tarrant had decided that being lookouts in this ferny place was no good. They were hungry and tired and bored out of their wits. They told Tina to go round up the rest of the Toogle clan. "Wait," said Tarrant. "I think I hear some shuffling off in the distance." As the three lookout Toogles turned, there was Tibble, with a big smile on his face. "Out of the way, boys!" Tibble shouted. "The great Hotai has convinced me there's no place like home." And with that, Tibble and Tad led everyone back to Finney Forest and Gnome Gunther. Back in Finney Forest, Gnome Gunther was moping and sighing, thinking about his missing Toogle group. His plan to make this newest Toogle bunch into revered Toogle statues for next year's Academy Video Awards was fading quickly. Suddenly, off in the distance, Gnome Gunther heard the trilling of Toogle whistles. "They are back!" he exclaimed. "My little Toogle clan is back!" When Tibble and his Toogle brothers got to Gnome Gunther's workshop, everyone hugged the gnome, mumbled apologies for running away, and ate a quick snack. Then they stood at attention as Gnome Gunther told them about their amazing futures. They puffed up with pride as they received their award labels, knowing that they would eventually appear on mantelpieces and glass cabinets all over the world, honoring the best of the video best. And Tibble Toogle was happiest of all. He learned that you shouldn't ever let fear guide your choices. Later, when the time was right, he and his brothers would go out into the world again, but this time it would be to fulfill their Toogle Award destinies.